water signs, you are being guided to focus on a fresh start emotionally this week. And I've just seen the rest of your cards in terms of career and abundance and relationship or self-love. And I must say there look to be some challenges ahead. So keep your eye on this incoming change that is going to make you feel like you have a fresh start. Emotionally, it's just good feelings are coming in for you. This is saying, don't be discouraged this week. So you may feel like you want to walk away from some element of your career, some project that you are stuck in, that has lost its appeal, but you are feeling maybe a bit pinned in place by all your responsibilities, a lot of worries, a lot of painful situations there. You may be soldiering on, like pretending everything is fine, but you're really trying to make the best of a difficult situation here is what it feels like. And you may feel like you're doing this all alone. You're the only person that has this burden to manage all on your own. And the energy around that is restrictions, being kind of pinned in place, being kind of stuck and restricted. Now I'm going to pull a few more cards to see why this lovely fresh feeling of love is in your future. So stay tuned for that. And in your relationship, now this could be your sense of self-love as well. There may be a sense of separation from your partner, whether that is just emotional distance or whether there has been an actual split. You might be feeling quite vulnerable and low energy at the moment. You might be feeling a little bit incapable of standing your ground even, because we've got the Labyrinth card where there's a lot to figure out. You can't really see a clear way forward. It feels like a giant puzzle maybe, and maybe that has you feeling demoralized. But you are being shown the Magician energy for the week ahead, and that is saying you have all the tools for a fresh start in this situation, for a reboot or for a complete rebirth and new beginning. And I'm going to pull some more cards on this, of course. So let's start first by looking at your career. There's a real sense of limitation here. It does not feel good. Yeah, so this is you feeling alone and isolated in your career, in this quest that you are the only one kind of carrying this burden, but there is some offer of stability coming in or some kind of fresh start. And it seems to be from a boss type figure or somebody with a lot of stability and wherewithal. This is a king type person, the king of all kings. So somebody very reliable, and they've got a lot of material ability here to help you. So that is coming in to balance out all this aloneness that you are feeling. It feels like a partnership in a way because look, we've got the tandem bicycle here. So this could be the opportunity to partner up with some person or company so that you're not going it alone anymore. And it's going to be like night and day. It's going to take you down the rabbit hole into a whole new existence. So this is kind of like waking up from a nightmare or just suddenly shifting into a new reality, and you might feel like you're on a bit of LSD there, like Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, from darkness to light, suddenly kind of waking up and experiencing life in a whole new way. Now, you are going to be asked as this situation unfolds to learn or carry on just keeping yourself calm, nurturing yourself, taking plenty of time out, taking plenty of rest, and meditating or whatever you do, walks in nature, just to calm yourself down, because this does feel like a big burden that's on your shoulders, but help is on the way is what it's sort of showing. And really, these trials and tribulations leave a gift in their own way, where you have gotten so many strings to your bow now. You have grown and evolved in so many different ways. You maybe used to be like a one-armed bandit, and now you've got 8 arms of the octopus. You've got so many different talents. Maybe talents you didn't even want to learn, but you have learned them, and they are really going to help you in your future. This has ultimately made you cleverer, stronger, more wily. It's given you a lot of problem-solving abilities. And so it's really made you resilient, as well as given you a lot more skills. So that is a good thing. Let's take a closer look now at your love life, your relationship, or your self-love. Well, it looks as though there might be a period that you're in, either with your self-love or in your relationship, of rebuilding after a bit of a fracture. And maybe that is where difficulty, you find it difficult to see your way clear here. And that certainly does echo the Lovers in Reverse card there. It feels as though instead of expanding out, even though you may want to, it might be a time of consolidating, staying quite conservative, and not kind of making rash decisions to move, to get out, to kind of precipitate change with urgency. That is not what you're being called to do here. Seems like a lack of stability, either internally or a lack of abundance in your world, is causing you to feel a little bit more pessimistic about this. Maybe you're worried about not providing a stable environment for your relationship to prosper. And I'm getting to kind of the energy of, remember that it's not all about money and, you know, that kind of stability that is important in a relationship. It certainly helps, I won't lie, but it's not the be all and end all, the sort of the big money. So don't feel like a loser if you are not as stable as you want to be right now. And likewise, if your significant other is focused on what maybe you don't have right now, then that is something that will need to be worked through. There is some kind of either an Aquarian individual involved here, or you are being urged to kind of see the humanity in another person. The water carrier is all about being a bit more detached, a little more impersonal. So whether that can help you, there's also some compassion that is indicated here, unselfishness and communication, just finding out about what's going on here for the other person maybe. Well, before I pull more cards, I'm being reminded that you do have all the tools for a fresh start, and there is this sort of sense of freshness of a new start that is going to affect you emotionally in a very positive way ahead for you. Yeah, so if there is unrest or there are difficulties between you or even hostilities, really try and work through them. You will have angelic assistance, divine guidance here. The universe will be giving you clues, if you look out for them, on what you need to do, what the best advice is for you, and you can listen to your own intuition as well. But you will feel this sort of being wrapped in this angelic type support, this loving support, as the card says. You are actually in line for a rebirth that is even better than you can imagine. So this feels like growing pains or the pain of a split that is actually going to lead you to transform from a greebly that lives underground to a magnificent dragonfly that soars free with all its beautiful, colourful wings. So there is a beautiful future ahead for you, and maybe for you both. It's just a matter of resolving these hostilities or these differences between you, even though it feels like a bit of a mystery of how to do that right now. You will get the help. So the energy to lean away from is being sneaky, and especially really defending yourself by any means necessary at the expense of the other person. That's not what you want to be doing, and that might be quite tough. Let's look at some of these keywords. So lean away from: betrayal, obviously enough, deception, getting away with something, theft, dishonesty, sneakiness, scheming, and strategy. So you might spend a lot of time wondering how to get the better of someone, how to promote your agenda, to protect yourself, and that is not what you want to be doing. Instead, you want to be leaning towards the Ten of Cups, ultimate happiness, stability, this joyful union between two people here, or if it's just you, about yourself. Don't be stewing on a strategy here. Instead, open up emotionally. This is the card of ultimate happiness, happily ever after, blissful relationship, harmony. So this is about emotional stability, getting on the same page. And so yes, it might be hard to get there, but the rewards are worth it. And this leads neatly to the next topic. So our third topic for the week for all signs is gifts that are coming in to you, specifically in your fifth house of creativity and romance. And look, we've got Venus showing up there, which is attracting good things to you, good opportunities, romance, love. It is also children, gambling, the key word there being affair. So there could be a real rejuvenation in your emotional life, or more especially your attraction scenarios, what you are attracting to you. And it can be creative. So let's not just put a romantic spin or a relationship spin on all of this, although that does seem to be the case there. So in the past, it looks like there was a change in a situation. It might have even been one that you didn't want to make, that you were reluctant to go through with, but you did go through with it. Or somebody left and you had no choice in the matter. You might have been resistant to the change. And it did put you into a dark night of the soul with the Five of Pentacles. There may have been quite a lot to process there of feeling rejected or abandoned, or just worried that you were never going to have the kind of security that you were yearning for in whatever way. Or you may have felt, if this is creatively, you might have felt a bit like your tank was empty, creatively speaking. Now, either this situation is coming back around, someone who walked away or something that left, like your creative inspiration, is coming back. There is this vibe here of lightness, of enthusiasm, childish kind of excitement. And this to me is just kind of like enjoying all the colors of life and everything that life has to offer in a very light-hearted way. But also look how much you've learned. You've become a freaking expert at something, and you may be a bit hard-ass, and that's not to say that's a bad thing, but you've really come into your own is what it feels like here, and that's why the rewards are coming to you. And either you can now strategize on your way forward in this, you've got kind of a game plan, you've got more of a sense of being in control of your own destiny, or somebody could be planning a way back to you, and that is the romantic aspect of somebody who walked away having a change of heart and wanting to figure out how to reignite the connection between you maybe. Now, you've got the card here of inner truth, and that means you will really understand through your own intuition what the truth of the situation is here. Somebody might come in feeling a bit calculating, but you'll see straight through it. And yet you might also see through the calculations that seem kind of a little bit, I don't know, they might just seem a bit mechanical, but you will also see beneath it to the genuine motivation that lies underneath. So there are many layers to this situation, it feels. Someone might use a device to get in front of you again, but it feels as though with Venus in your fifth house, if this relates to another person, their motives feel genuine. What else can the universe tell us about this? Another fifth house card, this time the Sun and Fortune. So the Sun is shining a big light here on your creativity and romantic affairs and children. So look, expect a lot of sunlight, joy, lightness. It really does go with this balloon card. And let's just get energies for you to lean towards and lean away from here, just to get a bit of clarity in case clarity is needed. But as I say, your intuition will be really strong on this one. Energy to lean away from is the Queen of Wands. Now this is the very magnetic, sexy Queen. Can be a bit supercilious, a bit arrogant. If it's in the negative, it can be also a bit standalone and sort of unattainable. The fiery passion that sort of flits around like a dragonfly and is very hard to pin down. I've never got that energy from this card before, but that is kind of what it's saying to me. Using sparkle, wit, vivaciousness to keep someone at arm's length, and maybe a bit of arrogance as well, a bit of light arrogance. That is energy to lean away from. What are the negative things here? Also, the negative traits of the Queen of Wands: drama, lack of self-worth, selfish, temperamental. Lean away from anything like that. It feels defensiveness to me, like using your glamour or your charisma, male or female, to kind of keep people at bay. Instead, lean towards this lightness. We've got the Sun card, which is the most joyful, light-hearted, radiant card in the whole tarot deck. This sort of sun vibes has been coming out a lot, the lightheartedness. So, lean towards pure positivity, ultimate happiness, joy, optimism, confidence, sunshine, and truth. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you'd like your own personal reading on these topics or any other, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. Meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy.